As a part of our conceptual class, we understood Spark session is available by default on a terminal, but you got to create a Spark session explicitly either in an application or an IDE or notebook. Let us see that here. I'll invoke the PySpark. You can carefully observe here. It says Spark session available as Spark. Just to demonstrate, you can start working. I'll say df num is equal to spark.range 1, 10. I'm just creating a simple data frame. Df, and I'll say num. Okay, enter. You can see here, I'm not invoking the Spark session explicitly here. I'm just using the Spark session, which is already there. If I say df num.show, it brings up the data frame. On the other hand, if you want to use any IDE or notebook, you have to explicitly create the Spark session. Let us see this in Jupyter Notebook. The UI of Jupyter Notebook appears like this. So now I'll click on new and Python 3. You will be able to execute the PySpark on Jupyter Notebook, provided you have integrated the PySpark with the Jupyter Notebook. In our case, we have already integrated. So if I say df num is equal to spark.range 1, 10, the same code I'll try to execute here, right? I'll say to df. Let us see if it works or not. Okay, so df num.show. It says Spark is not defined. We have to define that. We have to create a Spark session. To make it work, what I will do is I'll create a Spark session. Before I create a Spark session, I will import it from Spark.sql import Spark session. Then I'll create a Spark session saying Spark is equal to Spark session dot builder. Then I'll say master. These are the options to create a Spark session. Then I'll say app name. This is the app name which appears on your Spark UI. So I'll say Spark appears in UI. Okay, then I'll say app name, and that I'll say config. So ideally, you have multiple options here. You have to choose one of the option here. I am just specifying some generic thing here, but you have to choose a better option here. So I'll say some value. Then I'll say get or create. Okay. Now, if you run this, let us see if it works or not, because we created a Spark session here, right? You can see it is running here. Earlier, it complained saying that Spark is not available. Now you can see it is running. Let us see if it is able to create the data frame and show the data frame for us. Yes, we got the result. So initially, when I tried to create a data frame without creating a Spark session, it complained. After we created a Spark session, this is working fine. After we created a Spark session, we are able to create a data frame and show the contents of the data frame. Wonderful. Please bear it in mind. Spark session is available implicitly in Spark terminal. In case of applications or notebook, you have to create a Spark session. Thank you.